I've said it once, and I'll say it another 1,000 times if I need to. Almost nothing on the earth is here for you or me. Nothing. Shelters, hospitals, psych wards, social programs, none of it is here to help you heal. It is all here to harvest from you and keep you looping. So when you are supposed to do the right thing and go seek therapy, go get help. Go check yourself into AA. Go down the road, file a report, and take a test. It sounds noble. That's the right thing to do. But 99% of the time, it does absolutely nothing for the victim, except keep them victimized for the rest of their life. The system is so good at creating problems and creating false solutions. Because what better way to keep you trapped and stuck than in your own mind, in your own body? Because if you love your cages, if you love your handcuffs, that's all they need to do to fracture your timeline. So let's talk about it a little more in depth. The system did not build hospitals, shelters, psych wards, and social programs to heal. It built them to harvest your signal, to isolate, sedate, and extract energy from the awakening souls who could not yet name what they were carrying. As Magdalene-coded lineages returned in force, often as sensitive, chaotic, rebellious, or energetically potent children, the system responded with institutional containment. These institutions became harvest sites, strategically designed to intercept early spiritual memory, redirect soul mission, and siphon energy before resonance could fully root. So to start off obvious, psychiatric hospitals are signal suppression facilities. The spiritual awakening process was pathologized as mental illness. Mystical perception became psychosis. Energy sensitivity became episodes. Soul memory bleed-throughs became disassociation. Once admitted, patients were subjected to pharmaceutical dampening of the Godstream signal, especially antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, trauma loops designed to disassociate the soul from the body, synthetic timeline implantation through sedation, diagnosis, and false memory anchoring, energetic extraction through crisis surges, and forced compliance. These were not healing centers. They never have been. They were frequency prisons created to erase the voice of the awakening feminine before she could remember her power. Foster care and group homes were early womb severance programs. When the system could not control a soul through family, it removed the child completely. Foster care networks and group homes were established to break the maternal tether and reroute the soul's safety codes, isolate high-frequency children in environments of neglect, trauma, and monitoring, expose the child to multiple authority figures to confuse internal guidance systems, prepare select lineages for future system service, trafficking pipelines, or spiritual dormancy. These homes were never designed for safety. They were extraction labs, testing how much pressure it took to break a gifted soul. Rehabilitation centers, controlled reset facilities. Addiction was framed as a personal failure, but it was often spiritual collapse following unprocessed trauma, soul loss, or energetic invasion. Rehab centers were engineered to replace one dependency with another, especially system-regulated medications. Program behavioral compliance while avoiding spiritual healing. Sedate the nervous system so it would no longer react to grid-level distortion. These facilities were not built for true healing. They were designed to bind the awakening soul to a loop of sedation and shame, and to normalize synthetic recovery without returning energetic sovereignty. And I know I speak about medication a lot. It's dimensional dampening technology. Psychotropic medication and addiction treatment drugs were encoded with sleep signatures, frequency patterns that suppress REM and dream recall, guilt programs, hormonal imprints that confuse intuitive response with paranoia, veil strengtheners, subtle timeline reinforcers that make awakening feel impossible, The body becomes chemically loyal to the system. The soul becomes harder to reach. Before awakened souls remember who they are and who they came down here to be, they are extremely vulnerable. The harvest system doesn't necessarily need your death to feed on. It needs misdiagnosis, it needs control, and it needs you to forget so heavily that you are trapped in a cycle of thinking there's absolutely nothing you can do that you have any control over. I just wanted to pop in and say before I go tonight, thank you guys so much more than I even have words for. Love hearing what you guys think about my guides. I love all the DMs and the comments, and I cannot thank you enough. Love you guys.
Looks like you forgot, once again, how powerful you are.